Hi, I'm really happy to have you guys from Mobula. You've recently integrated Alephium, actually quite a while ago already, in your data product. Like that it's like CoinGecko, but like for way more chains. And you have suddenly made possible for a lot of tokens and people to see actually the price of the tokens and its evolution. Whereas the process to get on CoinGecko is way more complicated and cumbersome. So welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Can you tell us a little bit about you and your itinerary in crypto? Like, what's Mobula and where do you come from?
Yeah, sure. So we've been in crypto for a little bit now. Started on the tech side actually. I got into it actually by working in freelance orders during like the last bull market. People would order me Telegram bots to get crypto prices, and so I'd learn how to fetch crypto prices from DeFi. And that's where I learned into blockchain technology, started investing as well. We launched our first product actually back then called Stay It's a token security scanner. So you input a ERC20, it gives you a security score. And it's now 2 years we are building Mobula, which is basically a full stack data infra. So real-time APIs like market data, as you mentioned, wallet data, as well as an indexing framework for the app developers, and the data warehouse where you can write SQL queries to get information on the chain state, build dashboards. So it's kind of complete full stack data product, and the vision is to bring there is a great data in from the EVM. Like you have Dune, you have the graph, you have many tools, and there is a real lack on non-EVM chains. And we are trying to design a product that's chain agnostic, so that we can port these great tools that Ethereum already has on as many chains as possible, basically.
Oh, that's cool. And can you tell us a bit about the company? Because you're a company, right?
Yeah, sure. So the company is 2 years old now. We raised a seed pre-seed round last year, $1 million, and yeah, we are now 7 people, only engineers, actively hiring. Our customer base includes multiple oracles like Chainlink, Supra, and few hundred enterprises using us in production now.
A few hundred.
Yes.
You work with a few hundred companies.
Yes, I mean that are using our APIs.
Okay, that are
in
using your
production.
APIs. Okay, oh, that's awesome. You work with all the big oracles, right? Like Chainlink,
Not all the big ones.
yeah, or Thief.
But so not this yet.
Okay.
But but hopefully soon. And yeah, we have Chainlink as a partner, Supra as a partner, and hopefully soon the other ones.
Oh, that's awesome. Like, so I'm gonna ask you a question that is mixed to another question because I know the answer, but like I'm still gonna ask you again. How did you find out about Alephium?
And so actually, one of the lead investors of our round, Sam, which is great from Citizen Capital, super helpful, and also invested in Alephium, made the connection between us, and I think it was a clear fit because Alephium didn't have yet any data infra, and of course when like that's also where we can maximize output and value delivered and get 100% market shares. So I mean it's great value for us, it's great value for Alephium, so it was quite easy to find a common ground.
So when we discussed, you told me that we were the first. Alephium was the first non-EVM chain that you integrated. Was it painful?
Yeah, actually not that much because it's like the JSON RPC APIs, which actually are the subject of the talk I'm gonna go. It's not that different from the EVM. Like there is great consistency. It's not super weird like a Solana, for example, or stateless chains. It's still stateful. So I mean, it was okay. It was super interesting exercise. Definitely not easy, but not too hardcore, to be honest.
So now you're integrating other non-EVM chains. So it also gives you like a vision of the different chains and the toolings and the languages. So what's your what's your takeaway? Like now that you have like you did a lot of EVM, like you did like 4 or 5 other non
Yes, yes.
EVM. So what's your feeling about like what is Alephium doing well, and what do you think we should improve?
Yeah, so first off, I think what Alephium doing well is it's really different than the other ecosystems. I think the strongest advantage is proof of work. The second one is probably sharding, which isn't implemented like that often. It comes with trade-off, but I mean, at least that there is a real differentiator. And we were discussing with Cenk about that, and I really see blockchains as databases. You have tons of different database options. It really depends on what application you want to run, really. So I think what Alephium is doing great is being super unique, and that means unlocking 100% market shares on specific applications that will need these trade-off designs of still being proof of work, having sharding, while most of the new ecosystems are super similar. Most of them are forks of forks of forks of forks, and so it's quite hard for this to compete on getting the same applications deployed, and that's why they play these VC winner take all games of raise as much as you can to spend as much as you can on grants to try to incentivize people to use you, because why if there is no incentive, why would they use you instead of like the 100 other chains that are exactly the same, so I think being unique is a great advantage, and yeah, I think that's what Alephium does the best.
So how do you see the so first, what is your goal in the next 2 years? Like where is Mobula in 2 years? And then where do you now you've okay, let's start with this question and then last one.
Sure. So goal within 2 years is to basically replace all current data infra, like Dune, stuff like that. Because if we ship an open source alternative available on more chains, and as it's open, like the vision is basically DeFi Llama, but for all these other use cases like data warehousing, real-time APIs. So why DeFi Llama is super strong? They are open, and so any chain, any protocol can just open a pull request, get added to the system, and so they have an amazing industry-leading coverage in what they do. And I'm like, why isn't it like that on Dune? Why isn't it like that on Gecko Terminal? And so the vision is to push our product to the next level so that it's super competitive, and open it so that any ecosystem can just build on top of it and win market shares by being first mover on new ecosystems, but also getting very large industry leading coverage at the end of the day. And I really believe that we are heading to a world of 1,000 chains, 1 million chains maybe, this modularity, and having locked in providers where you need to contact the BD team to be added. I think it's not scalable, and I think that's where we have a play.
I agree. We have a line where we always like from the beginning we say we really believe in a multi-chain world. So I think that you guys are gonna help make it better or make sense of it. So last question is like about the so it's been like a day and a half. You've met a lot of the builders building on Alephium, so a lot of people behind the tickers that you have seen appear, right? What's your thought of this burgeoning like ecosystem? Like, what do you see?
Yeah, sure. To be honest, I was quite surprised by the quality of the people here. Like it's super tech focused, like focused on building great products, trying to bring value. Which is it's sad to say that, but it's quite rare in the blockchain space. Like it feels very pure, genuine, intentional to build, and very high talent density as well. When I see like the technicality of the talks, and
Yeah, I don't understand half of it.
but like it's quite impressive, to be honest. It's super like I have it really how can I say that, like I have it improved my view of the Alephium ecosystem by an order of magnitude, really.
Oh, that's cool. So you will come next year.
Of course.
Cool.
If we are invited, I hope so.
Thanks a lot. Do you want to add something?
No, everything is said, so
Perfect. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming and for attending.